Through test test. Hello. Checking audio. Test test. Hello.
transition?
Yep, go ahead and transition.
If you can get that.
Alright, welcome everyone to our Rocket League match. It was very, very loud. Alright, so this is our first regular season, so we're working on a little bit of the audio right now, so please bear with us. Okay, now try this. Go ahead and transition back to the game.
I'll be back close to you too.
I am muted, and they are not. So turn that one down, yep, and then we'll see. Okay, so I can hear myself. Much better. All right, there we go. So here we are. Go ahead and starting. So the colors are a little bit similar. We are more of the maroon team, and they are the red team. So we are currently up 2-0 on them. So scoring that last goal was one of our seniors. It says Mr. Unicorn, a.k.a. Jack Schlichty. We're being a bit aggressive right now, playing very, very forward. We like to do that a little bit more at the start, and then we can rotate back depending on the goals. So we have a 3-man crew. For those of you who don't know what this is basically soccer with cars. It's very easy to understand. You want more goals than them, and that's about it. So you play offense, you play defense, just like a normal soccer match. You try to protect the goal as best as you can, just like a soccer match, and then it's all about possession, passing, all that stuff. So our 3-man team, we have Zeke as Zeke Asaka, we have Montana Morgan as Dirt, and then right now our starting 3rd man is Mr. Unicorn, again, Jack Schlichty. So we're doing a pretty good job right now, just keeping possession, keeping the ball on their side of the field as much as we can, going down, taking their boost, and kind of just trying to rotate in and out. We've been doing some drills this week to really help focus on rotations. As they get a shot on goal there, but it's a little bit long, so we're going to try to get a good clear here. Accidentally center it for them, but they were far too forward to do anything, and they get position, and they take advantage of our bad defensive rotations. So off to a bit of a high-scoring match already. Usually these games can, well, it's either super low-scoring or it's very high-scoring. So for it to already be 2-1 2 minutes in, kind of shows you what type of game this is going. So kind of looking at their team as we rotate around different players' perspectives. They got a few people. So this is Harlan. This is another school in Iowa. We did not get the liberty to play them yet this season in any of the other matches. So we're kind of excited to see what they have to offer here in the realm of esports. So we are trying to definitely start off the season strong with a good first dub here. So we're seeing how well we can play. We had a little bit of a late start to the season as we were finishing up our Rainbow Six Siege season as Jack scores another goal. Our Siege team did very well this year. They finished 4th in the entire state of Iowa, and they went to the state finals and did very well there. And so we actually got a much later start as we were still in Siege season before we started Rocket League season. But it's nice to see them. They've been practicing a decent bit at home, trying to work on rotations and stuff. This is a game that you can very easily play at home as Montana scores a half-court shot. There on kickoff, he stayed with it and had a good control on it. He didn't overpower it to launch it too far. That's a tough shot to defend for anybody. So we are a little over 2 minutes in here, and we are doing a very good job of keeping possession, getting a lot of shots on goals. This is a very, very, very high shot scoring goal. I'm not sure what Montana was doing there. Thought that he could save the ball from inside of the goal. Not the greatest strategy, but an interesting one nonetheless. I don't think they saw that coming, but regardless, they get a good shot there. They take advantage of our interesting formations, and it's a 4-2 match right now. So we go for a right kickoff. and trying to keep possession. So if you notice, we have someone right now in what's called back post. Basically, the person is on the opposite side of where the ball is while playing defense. So Montana makes up for his goal by scoring one of his own. Montana is one of our high flyers. He's the only player on our entire team who uses keyboard and mouse. It is often not an advantage in this game. There's a lot of first-person shooter games and positional games where keyboard and mouse just is your advantage. But a lot of people, especially the pros, especially the people at the higher ranks, they all use controller for this game. But Montana, either out of comfortability or pure rebellion, is deciding to use keyboard and mouse, and in doing so, he becomes very, very, very well controlled and comfortable while in the air. So his nickname last year was our Flying Monkey. This year is just Captain. He is one of our in-game leads. He helps set up practice plans, lead by example. He'll even help tutor other kids so we can all stay eligible academically as well. So we expect a lot out of our captains, and it's nice to have him for at least one more season. Again, he will be graduating, so we will be sadly losing him next year, but we'll take advantage as much of this season as possible as he rotates up to front post, and then Jack follows up from the back post position, trying to keep some pressure on and seeing if he can force some form of a 50-50 or a centered shot. So he's starting to rotate back. Don't know what he's doing with the sky, but hey, it's okay. As we shift our camera view over to Zeke to give him some accolades here, as he is now in the back post, waiting for the clear. Right now, we're just going to play pretty passive. We have 40 seconds left, 3-goal lead. We're going to have two people forward just trying to clear the ball, not necessarily getting a shot on goal, just trying to buy time and just take our time as he comes up and rotates just to provide a little bit of pressure. And they are really trying to force a lot of these centers, and they do not have any follow-up people. So with 15 seconds left, this one's all but over. We're really sharing the point values here. We got pretty much everyone on the team has at least one goal and a decent bit of assists. We really like to see those assist goals up, and I do like to see a game where we only allow 2 goals unless they magically get a buzzer beater, which they do not. So Clarke ends up taking round 1. Win the first game. Looks like our leading point scorer was actually Montana. He had 5 shots on goal, 3 total goals. Mr. Unicorn is our other senior. He had 2 goals. And Zeke coming in with the 0 goals. Man, we're really hoping for a lot more than him. He did get a lot of assists. He did get 2 shots on goal. So looks like they have Iron Bat scored 2 goals on us. They have Military Vet 21. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not a military vet because all of these students are under the age of 18. And their last one is Don'ty? Question mark? So we are going to get ready for game 2 here, and we will be right back. All right, so sorry for that little delay. Red and maroon are very similar colors, so they asked if we could reset our settings a little bit and go and give them white vehicles versus red versus maroon. Well, we'll still get credited for the win, but it did make a good point. These are very close, similar colors. As they score a very fast goal. That was a great aerial shot by one of their players. So they take an early 1-0 lead as we were stuck in a weird rotation and we missed the back post save. So they're off to a very strong start as we get ready for another kickoff goal here. As they win the possession on kickoff and we whiff the clear. So we do get the second clear and we are playing very close together right now. A little unorthodox of a method here, but they are not communicating well at all. I might have to go over there and start talking to them. I let them be the first go around, but we will see if I have to go and provide a little bit of instruction. So as we take possession here, we can go ahead and shift the camera over a little bit to Montana, see what he's doing down there at the court, if he's picking up any pads or picking up any demos. As he's starting to rotate back, as Jack does get up one demo. It gives us a 2-3 advantage, at least for the second, and then Montana in return gets demoed himself, has to rotate back. So he's going to get a light touch here off the wall, see if he can do anything with 20 boost. He does not get the center as it starts to be rotated back towards our own goal, and we get another pinch. We have a two-man offensive rush right here. We're going to try to just get some possessional time. They miss the aerial, but they get a nice grab and go as we start to play defense. They get a defensive touch, but a great clear by Zeke. That's a really good one right there because they were in a very good prime opportunity to score. Montana gets a light touch. He's going to go for the shot, and he does end up hitting it down instead of up by accident. They're starting to rotate up, swapping rotations, so Zeke is now playing more defense as Jack rotates out to get boost. It's very good communication. Goes for the wall pinch. Not much of a pinch there, but it does give us possession as we go for the secondary touch. That's an interesting shot. So we got Zeke and Montana playing up. It's more of our typical gameplay there. Jack is one of our better goalies, and we like having him back there. And Zeke gets the assist by their guy. That's a very good situational awareness by Zeke as they try to clear it past goal, and I believe he almost bicycle kicked that, Zeke? As he gets a bicycle kick. That's a good backward shot there. So we tie it all up 1-1. This is a little bit more of a low-scoring affair as I think both teams are starting to get a little bit more warmed up as we go. Montana picks up a great demo, steals the shot. That is a great play, both by picking up the demo and going over top to hit it down and get it in the goal. It's a great shot by Montana. We take a 2-1 lead there. It was only 6 seconds from our last shot. So as we go for kickoff here, our goalie trusts our front man to get possession, so he's able to go and get boost as he gets a light touch here for rotations. So now we start into our defensive rotations. So we have one back post, we have two pressing, and they shoot it over, so it's nice. Ooh, that's a good follow-up. Let's see if we can get up in the air before they do. And everybody misses on the nice little aerial there. But hey, that means we didn't technically lose that aerial. So as we go here to get possession, it goes right into them. They're in a very good position right there. As Montana looks to control the pinch off the wall, he's going to go for his center, and hopefully Zeke can follow it up. Oh, it's a great shot, but an even better save by Harlan. That was an outstanding save. Can't blame anyone there. That's just both players peaking at the same time, and they came away with the save. We are looking to play a little bit of defense here as we missed the save, but they rushed in, and we pass it to them, but they whip it off the wall. They keep possession on our court. I will say this, Harlan is most definitely warming up. They are playing way more offense this round than the last rounds. As we get a light touch, we'll see if Montana can control the double. He kicks it to the outside. That was a tough shot. He was a little bit too far inside. There's not much he could have done with it there. As we start to put it to the right-hand side, looks like we're going to have Jack rotate up to be on offense as we get a bit of a shot here, but Montana's there. He'll try to kick it high, see if Zeke is in the middle as we get one touch, but that wasn't communicated, so Zeke was not there. Looks like as they start to press offense, We're going to try to clear it downfield, but our back post rotation was great. Montana tries to get a bump in goal. He does get the bump, but it is not in the best time. Those bumps are usually just hoping. Looks like they're going to get a long clear here. They soft touch it, which is a unique strategy. We try to go low, they go high, so they win that touch. Zeke does a really good job. Now we're starting to play a lot more offense. We're doing a really good job keeping possessions, rotating in. It is still just a one-score lead, so we're not necessarily trying to be passive. But at the same time, we are trying to maintain that lead as we start to look for these clears downfield. With the one-point game and how fast you can score in this game, you really don't want to try to save much time. There is no one there to take his assist. To be fair, it was a 2v1. We didn't necessarily think we'd win possession there, but Zeke did a great job keeping possession as they looked for one last chance to get a goal before the game, but Zeke is there for the long clear. One more good clear, and this should be all over. As the time clicks down, and it is 5 seconds until we are up 2-0 in the series. They're going to get one more shot. If it stays on the wall, it does not, so we walk away with the dub. That's another good one. Again, it can either be a really high-scoring game or, for this instance, a low-scoring game. Another thing to contribute here is Zeke redeeming himself on the point score as he went from bottom frag to top frag. So good on him. It's truly a team player game. We are still playing Siege in my heart. For this last game, we're going to rotate in one of our freshmen. We're going to have Jack rotate out and rotate in one Joseph Bakoven. He was on our team, and he will be playing under a different handle. His gamer tag is Orbital Oops. This is a very ops. Excuse me. And he will be subbing in, just trying to get some youth and rotating. It's his first game of the year, so we have no idea, which team overall is going to have the best chemistry. The team that we just had played last year, so we kind of knew what we had going into it. So we're trying some, gonna play around with it. We're up 2-0 in the series, so I'm not too worried about if this is a bad rotation. We can rotate everybody back in. But Jack, you did a great job. Come over and talk to your fan base. So what did you notice from Harlan's rotations and their gameplay so far?
There was a few times where they crowded together, but otherwise they rotated just like us. But a lot of times they would triple commit instead of having one constantly back at goals, what it seemed like. Because often enough, whenever we would rush up, there would always either be just a 2-on-2 or otherwise same sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I thought we did a really good job of back post rotations. Those are forward aggressive rotations, which are always harder because they're more sporadic. But
that's why I let Montana and Zeke handle that. I'm usually a better goalie.
Yes, and that was a really good format for us and rotation that we had last year. As Joe is in, and I believe they are as well, so we should be good to start. So we'll get this match kind of underway. But great job, Jack, especially that first match. You were killing it. Yeah. Points don't always represent. Go ahead and join, guys. Points don't always represent how well that player did. I mean, positioning and challenging 50-50s don't always go for points. But Jack is a very good positional player. He plays very good team ball, which is always nice to have. So we're going to be putting a little bit of a spotlight on this Orbital Ops, a.k.a. Joe. He's a freshman. He hasn't gotten a lot of chance to play the game with the team yet, whereas Jack, Montana, Zeke, they played on this team last year. So we're excited to have him. Joe is around a diamond to a plat player, so he is pretty good for being a freshman. We're looking forward to having him for a couple more years, as he also contributed pretty well to our Siege team and got some time in throughout the season, including the state. So we're taking possession, and we're here. He goes for the save. It's a great save by the freshman. All right, Joe, let's see if he can follow up the next shot. Not sure what that touch was, but if we don't know what they're doing, maybe they won't know what we're doing either. So as we go for a bit of an offensive push here, he does miss the net as he starts to rotate back, and he does the one thing we're telling him not to do, which is go for their corner boost on back instead of staying in the play. So a lot of he's saying, I know, coach, I know, as he's back there, and I can still stream and I can still commentate while coaching. Now he's playing front post backwards, which is an interesting strategy. We prefer to play back post from the back of the post, but hey, it's all learning moments here. All right, so Zeke's going to get a clear here. He's going to do a nice soft touch so he can keep possession. That's one thing that we've really been emphasizing as this season goes on, is so many times when you get a chance to clear the ball, you just launch it down the field and they can regain possession almost immediately. By doing more of these soft touches away from net preferably and not centering it for them, they get, and that is a tough shot to defend. Sometimes a no touch is better than a touched. Instead of a long clear there's a little bit of a soft touch, but it's all right. We're going for the right idea. We're down 1-0, about 2 minutes into the third match. We're up 2-1, or 2-0 for those of you just joining us. We have currently we have a senior, Montana, as Dirt. We have Zeke as Zeke Asaka, and he's a junior. And we have our freshman, Joe, in as Orbital Ops. As Harlan's looking to play a little bit more offense this round, they are looking to set up a position. They have one man just sitting on the boost in midfield. One thing you do not want to do in this game is slow down. You want constant movement. As we did a very aggressive forward press and no one was back behind midcourt. They were coming from my captain, apparently that's the right strategy. So we go down 2-0 about halfway through this match. We're starting to build up a little bit of adversity. We do not get the kickoff. They miss the open net. We were not in a great position there. So Joe tries to take possession, gets a good clear, gets a good center, see if he can follow it up for a touch. It's on goal, but it goes in anyways. Well done. That is the first goal for our freshman of the season. He's over there freaking out. He's like, look, coach, I can do it. It's a good shot there as we get one on them. We reel in the score a little bit closer. We're going to take this opportunity to shout out some of our friends and sponsors. A big thing that we have right now is a lot of help from our local band boosters. They've been incredibly supportive this year. Also, Pizza Hut has donated a lot of time and pizza to help us out and some funds. It's been really good to see. For those of you who are watching this stream either live or within the next day or so, our high school does these game nights once a month. It's on a Friday, so it's going to be this Friday, so it'll be tomorrow. And we game in the library from like 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. It's a lot of gaming. So we want to go ahead and rotate players here. Everybody's welcome. We invite the entire high school. They can bring their consoles or they can use what we have. And what a long shot by Joe coming in with the 2 goals as we get tied up. That is a three-quarter length shot right there. That is all the way from quarter field. So yeah, these game nights are a great opportunity for any kid to show up and either mingle with our esporters or they can just play any game that they want. It's been a decent recruiting opportunity for us. It's also just been a lot of fun. Like, this is what games is for. As we start to rotate back here on defense, they aim high, but it's going to come off the wall in a good position for him. As we are playing a little back post here, and Montana's going to look to see if he can get possession, but he gets bumped by another player, but he's able to more or less control it as he goes for a pinch here. Zeke takes it up the right-hand side to get it away from the opposing team. Montana's going to try to follow it up. He wins the 50 top shot, and Zeke's going to go for a shot. That's a very tough shot to take. I still don't blame him for taking it. Montana tries a 90-degree shot there, and he's just going for shot after shot after shot, hoping that one of these, just one of them, might find their way into the back of the net. So he's looking to get position here. He's completely out of boost. He's really going to be relying on Joe now to get the long clear and the one-on-one defensive save, and he loses the one-on-one. Those are never easy to do. So not sure what happened as we were on the opposite side of the court, but again, not playing back post. Instead, he was playing front post. So it's something that's we're going to get him to work on here. As we go for kickoff here, we're just under a minute. We get the positional passing. It's a long shot. Can we get the 50? He does clear it to the left, so that does not go against us. But we remain possession. Montana's got some boost here. He can try to stay with the ball. Zeke gets it for the center. We are not in a good position, but we will not accept their possession. We will keep it ourselves as we go for the fake and the bump, which is sure what he was going for there. I'm very confident that's what he meant to do. We're under 30 seconds here, and we need to score one. We need to be able to go into overtime, or else this match will be over. As we get a Double fake. We might be able to get there before the goalie. Their goalie's playing passive. That's a huge mistake on their part, and we take advantage. Their goalie waited and gave Montana time to get downfield, and we got the shot with 18 seconds to go. Can we get a clutch here? Now, this game can go into overtime. This is an option. And then when you go into overtime, it is golden goal. So it is next score wins in overtime. So we tend not to be passive in these situations. We want the win in regular time, so we're going to go for it. As they get a great shot, we need a good clear here. Gets it behind them. That was very, very lucky. They're both going to back off. That opens it up. There's 2 seconds left. If we can keep it in the air, we got a shot here. Zeke's going to go for the center. It's a decent shot. It's still up. Can we follow up with it? No! As time expires in overtime. So we are now into overtime with Harlan, and this is golden goal. This is next shot wins for the individual game. Reminder, this is a best of 3 format, and we are up 2-0 in the series. So if we get this, it is over as Montana tries to get a good center on the ball. Zeke gets another clear. It's going to come up a little bit short of his center, but he's still playing it, which is perfect. Montana gets it, but it was a great pinch by their guy as they get a great clear. It was an open goal, but it was a great save on their part to anticipate where our shot was. But we immediately regain possession, and that's going to be right there. And we're starting to lose our minds as we're getting shot after shot off the post, and we are starting to lose our formations and our positionings as we have to rotate back, recoup, and recover as they are going for some shots. They're looking for demos. They are also trying to put this away here and now as we approach a minute plus in overtime. We get a slight touch, we get the demo and goal, but they ended up getting a clear. It's a right idea, Montana there. As he rotates back and misses almost every single pad he physically can. He's almost intentionally missing these things. All right, as he goes for the clear here, he goes for his center. It's all sorts of defended and bumps everywhere, so we're going to have to rotate back here as he picks up pads on his way back. Looks like they're going to get one touch here. We need to get out of this position. It's a great clear by Montana. They will regain possession, though, as they are looking to get a good center, which they do, but Zeke is ready, and we take possession. Their goalie is really just waiting and waiting, so we're going to try to do some soft touches here. It's a great call, but they have a great follow-up plan. Do not wait on this shot. That's a good clear there. And this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to need to save it. That's a good touch by Montana. So we are approaching 2 minutes of this very intense overtime as Joe gets a soft touch, but it's more towards the middle of the field. Zeke gets it up in the air, and we start to push down. They're going to get the long clear. Let's see if Montana can regain possession. He gets a light shot in there. It's not really going to do much, but it does throw them off their game. We can keep possession, go for the center. Zeke goes in the air, and it's there. So Joe's going to rotate up, try to get a good touch here. He does get a touch. It's not the greatest as he starts the center, but Montana, our flying monkey, flies through the air, goes for the center. It's going to be short, but Zeke and Joe are going to be ready for it. We're trying to keep possession. It's going to be a little bit on the long side, but they do not get a great clear as Montana starts to rotate back as to not give up possession. Something to do in almost 3 minutes of overtime. As people get very aggressive, they start to panic, they get out of rotation. So we're trying to calm down, get back into our rotations, which is what won us the 2 games. As they get a shot here and they get the second, and we are too slow and way too aggressive at the midcourt when it's overtime, 2:53 plus. So they will win game 3, and we will have a game 4. All right, so we're going to keep the same lineup. Just panic a little bit there in overtime, so we're going to go into game 4, up 2-1. So still, if we get the win here, it will be done. But Harlan is truly warming up. And their coach kind of messaged me a little bit later into 4 o'clock saying they're setting up. So I am wondering if they just weren't able to get a bit of a warm-up, because I will tell you what, their second and third games, they have looked significantly cleaner. So I think this team is a very good team, and we just caught them while they were cold in the first match as we look to gain possession. It's a flick, and it's a good try there, as we do have a man back, but it is a 3v1 situation with Joe back there. Zeke's able to get the touch before he gets to him. Montana tries to push it up the court. Excuse me, Montana got the touch there. Zeke gets the shot. That's a great shot. That's a nice high-flying shot. It's a decent center. Good job. Overall teamwork there, as we are 27 seconds in and we have the first goal of the game. We will go up 1-0 in our 2-1 match as we go into overtime games here. So we will have Montana go for kickoff, and we will have Zeke cheat on the side. You'll hear phrases like that where he says, "I'm cheating." That means that he's following up on the goal in case the ball stays there. Zeke's going to put a lot of pressure on right here as Montana looks to regain the possession. Looks like they have their own flying monkey. That's a pinch and a great save by Joe. It was a much better position this time. He is also warming up. Another thing to consider is that Joe came in off the second game, so he was cold. So seeing him get a good save there is good confidence while you keep him in there. You don't give up on him quite yet. Zeke goes for the center. It's probably too far to the center, but he's able to get all the pads going back, which puts him in a good position as they're not communicating as they both go for the clear. So now it's a 1v1. Great save by Montana. As Joe goes for the shot. It's a good shot, though, honestly, off the corner. Now someone better be rotating back, as we have 3 people inside of their goal right now. So Joe rotates back. Montana picks up some boost. And that's a double shot right there. Yeah, it was a 3v1 situation as all players went for the goal and only one rotated back. So a bit of a tough position. Not much you can do there off of a wall clip, but good shot on their side as we're all tied up here 1-1. So Zeke will go for kickoff here, and I do believe it's Montana who's going to be the cheater. So he's walking up, see if he can gain possession here. Not the greatest clear. It's more of a center for them, but Joe gets a bit of a clear, and it works. It throws him off. As we look to rotate up here and try to play a little more offense. Zeke's going to play the midfield, see what's going on there. So they have possession here. It's a 2v2 type situation. They are also playing a very passive approach where they basically just keep one goalie in goal the entire time. They win the double. That was an insane shot. There is, other than maybe playing this shot, I mean, there's not much you can do there. So as we go into the next goal, we're going to rotate off of Zeke and try to put it onto Montana this time. Zeke takes the kickoff and Montana is placed on the side. He does get a clear, so that way it doesn't even go towards the goal. As Joe is trying to fake him out, goes for the high shot. We've been working on some aerial goals here. Zeke gets good long clear there, and their goalie is ready. It's like their goalie pretty much is forever going to be that military vet player, and they just have a 2-person press formation. That either, you can usually be one or two things. You either have a really good goalie, or you might have a new player who is still learning rotations, and so you put them back in the goalie more often than not. It's a strategy that we use as well. It's a good way to get rolls, as Montana misses the 100 pad, so we're going to have to do something here with 0 boost. So Zeke and Montana both go for the same shot. Montana's got a good opportunity, but he doesn't communicate, and so there's played to the right. Zeke gets a good touch. It's off the wall. Montana's there, and that's a great play right there. That's a beautiful play. So they both went for the one mid shot. Didn't quite work, but they didn't panic. Zeke gets a really good touch off the wall. That's always very dangerous to defend. Anything that goes behind you, you just never know where it's going to pop out. And Montana was in a very good position to be able to take that shot if Zeke won possession. You have to trust that Zeke would win that possession, and he did. So now we have 3 people at half court and absolutely no one back at goal, which is not what we were hoping for. Yeah, I think Montana was probably the one that should have been back there, but he thought he could get the ceiling pinch. You score a goal, you get a little confident in your abilities, and you stop playing as a team. So a lot of what we've been doing so far has not been the greatest team play, but again, it's first game of the year, so it's good possessional touch by Montana. He tries to wave dash to get downfield without using his boost. Zeke does a good job of not touching the ball initially, so that way it doesn't get centered. He turns his car around and then he gets possession. So it's a good move overall by Zeke, as they are just kicking it all over the place and they're just going back and forth, left and right. Montana's playing a little bit more defensively now, and that puts him in a better position to get a save like that. So I think we're starting to learn a little bit about when to play defense. He's letting Zeke take that shot, or sorry, excuse me, that's Joe. And he's there to catch his other shot. It's not a bad play overall. I like the fact that he didn't try to force himself there. And now it's a 1v2. This should be an easy clear by Zeke, as it is. And as we're approaching under a minute, we are down a goal here. So we do need to get a score as Montana comes in and out of the goal. Joe does get a save, and it's a decent clear as well, as we can maybe regain possession. Montana goes for an early shot there, ends up stealing their boost, which is always valuable. But they keep possession, and they're going to run down a shot as Zeke gets the save. We're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive here as we're under 20 seconds, so it's probably time to pull our goalie and play a lot of offense. As we're under 15 seconds, and we have to get one. And we double commit to the same shot. We are under 10 seconds. And it looks like Joe's going to get a possession. This is pretty much going to be our last shot here. And they get the long clear. And that's probably, unless we can keep this thing up, we own goal, but we are going for it anyways. So we're now 2-2 in the series. So I'm going to be rotating our senior Jack back in. We had him for our 2 wins, so I'm going to go back to him. Harlan's playing much better now, much cleaner. So as we go into game 4, as we go into game 5, this will be winner take all. We're both at 2 wins here. So we will be playing Montana, Zeke, and Jack. All right, as we go into an intense first match, overtime, this is it, winner take all. We got Jack back in on rotations, so he is one of our better goalies and positional players as well, so it's going to be getting him some more experience. As they look for a demo, they do not get it. So we're going to be focusing a little bit more on Zeke and Montana this time, as they're going to be significantly more offensive. So it's a 2v1 light touch. Zeke does a good job touching it around him as we look to regain possession. And they get a great ceiling shot there. It's a good passing play. They have a pretty good aerial player there. Jack was trying to get it off the wall. It's a tough shot to come off the wall like that. So they get a really good pass to the high ground, and that's just it's a good shot. You got to admit when it's a good shot. It's a good shot. So Zeke goes for kickoff here. They lead the kickoff. And in doing so, they left an open net, which was close. Jack took a shot. As Zeke looks to regain possession here. Much of the center. We got no one in goal. good news is we're only a minute in, and we've scored several goals in a matter of seconds. So we're only down 2-0. We still have a lot of time. You make this a 1-goal game. That's a great shot. It's a better save. Good job by Montana getting a really good save there. And he's able to regain possession. He passes it to Zeke. So Zeke's going to try to get a touch here. They double commit to this. So they are playing down a man, but we also double commit to it, which doesn't really help our cases there. So we rotate back. We have 2 or 3 men playing back post, and nobody's pressing, and both of them miss, but so do they. It's a good pass to Montana, and that's going to go off the wall if he can get the double. It's tough, especially with a little boost. They also get the high ground with 50. It's a good clear by our goalie, who kicks it to their goalie, who also then long clears it. And Zeke waits to get possession and then throws it to them. And then he is completely out of boost. Montana has to do something, and a double. These guys are warming up. They win the kickoff. We have to get a touch here. It's a good save by Zeke. That was going to go in. They do regain possession and get a good center. And we hit it to ourselves, but it's not centered, so we're fine. Good, decent pinch. Jack gets the touch off of it. We get bumped off the boost, but we get the 1 clear. About halfway in now. We're down 3-0 in game 3 overtime. They are just long clearing it and getting bumps, and they are being very aggressive. But it's a good strategy for them because it is working. We have 2 people on offense, and Jack gets the goal, makes this right back into it. Good goal by Jack, good teamwork by Montana. Now we're only down 2, and there's still 2:15, 2:16 on the clock. A lot can happen in a little bit of time. As Jack here goes for kickoff, and Montana will go for the cheat. Zeke goes back for boost, and we are in a position. That's going to be very, very brave to not go for that one earlier, as we won the first 2 games and then lost the next 2 games. So this is an intense overtime match as we're trying to double commit on a pass with nobody left in the center. Interesting strategy. Zeke rotates back for boost. And they go at 4-1. And Jack gets the second goal. Down 2, but 36 seconds, not the end of the world there. We still have a lot of time. I think the fastest goals in the is about 3 and 4 seconds, so we could still win by 5 if we really wanted to. So we're playing a little bit better as we go. Jack's got 2 goals. Zeke goes for kickoff, but we're cheating, and they get the high ground on the 50 there. Montana goes for a good clear. They regain possession in good position. Jet gets for the clear. We need to start pushing it down court. We are down 2. Keep possession, but no boost. But it's a good job keeping possession as long as you can without being boost. All right, 10 seconds. We gotta start taking some hard shots here. We get a boost. We get the defense. And looks like they're gonna win this overtime match as we go up 2-0, and then they run the next 3. Congratulations to Harlan on a very close, very intense first game of the year. We were playing until the lights turn off, and then they just did. So we want to thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next week.